Greetings, 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 my V family all over the world. This is your chief. 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 Welcome to Insta Live. I am super excited today to talk to you guys. Okay, because I've been having tons of meetings, talking to a lot of networkers. And, when I do a lot of meetings in that week, then I suddenly realize that there's something I want to tell you on Insta Live. And then I have to make sure I remember what I was going to tell you. And just coming up the steps just now, I remembered what I wanted to tell you. So that's good. All right. So firstly, let me do my personal shout outs. Lady Sarah. Sati Senati Raja, not the first again, disappointing. You're not the first, Sati is second. To log on. Myself Ashira, myself Aschira actually. Samira, how are you Apu? Tipa, QNet official, Rita apa kabar? Kala apa kabar? Manam Ajin, Henil Penchul. Kunan, how are you Apu in Ghana? I missed your video call that day. Alright, I'm sorry. Kajal Desai, the V official, Loreen in the house. Alright. Rushil Magic, Jeevan, Satish Kumar. Alright. John, Wanakam, how are you Apu? Hawal, Sanyam Ray, Tarun Vas, Sarah Zalmadi, how are you? Terry January, Manu Srinath, Nilesh Charmerj. Kalai, how are you, Kalai? Sorry I couldn't see you on Friday. I'll see you tomorrow if it's possible. Or not, we definitely get on a Zoom call. Bharati, Manakam, how are you? Diruli Fanifty, Gautam Sharma, Urmila Andrews, S. Jain, Dharmendra, Ram Singh, Gurli, Vinyeya, alright, Kamal Chopra, Sira Rohit, Sina, alright, Gurprit, shout outs to Suresh, Agatha, Irish is always there, Claire, Nasip was always there, Rasha. I gotta do shout outs because I don't know your handle. Okay, Bobby Hardit, Dave Vadvani in the house. How are you, Bobby? Alright, V partner Dave Vadvani in the house. I always get excited when I see him. Ajay Kumar, Aus, Manoj, how are you? Alright, Manoj number 2, AVP Manoj, Supriyat, okay, Hassan, Asma, Reza. Greetings to everyone. Okay. So firstly, to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Alright, to all of you around the world. Bonjour, je t'aime to all my French speaking max out kings and queens around the world. Alright. Privyet, kak de la lublu tibie to all the Russian speaking amazing downlines of Japa and Dato Sri Vijay Ishwaran. Alright. Vigets, hola, buongiorno to everyone in QN Europe. Hola, South America. Alright. Wanakam Aibawan to GLL Lanka. Namaste Avarjana. Komusta QNet Philippines. Apa kabar QNet Malaysia. Apa kabar Indonesia. Alright. Greetings to everyone in Vietnam. Xin chào Vietnam. Minglawa Myanmar. Ni hao China. My amazing downlines in China and Ni hao Hong Kong. Okay. Wanakam. Namaste, Namaskaram, Sat Shri Akal to everyone in QNet India. Alright. Greetings to everyone in Iran and around the world. Salam. Merhaba to QNet Promison in Turkey. Alright. Congratulations to everyone in Uzbek for our office launch coming in a few weeks. We are launching our office in Uzbekistan. It's been a long time and I'm so happy that we are back in Uzbekistan. Namaste and greetings to everyone in Pakistan. Okay, greetings to everyone around the world. So this is your chief. Well, firstly, today I want to talk about Agatha. Sorry, I didn't mention you. Agatha is always there. Alright, Agatha, yup, my great warrior from the V. Okay, I'm just looking at who's online so I don't miss out anyone. Pratik, Benoni. I don't know. I'm so touched that you guys actually log on to listen to me, even though I put it on my grid, and you can watch it anytime you want. And the reason why I put it on the grid is so that it'll be there, so my kids one day can watch and learn from me when I'm long gone. All right, my little wisdom that I've learned from great ones like Japa, Datu Sri Vijay, my mother, life itself, and many other teachers that I've met and had the privilege of learning from throughout my journey. So today let's talk about relationships and trespass. All right, and recently I've been observing that a lot of networkers and a lot of corporate, all right, you reach a point where you are surprised, disappointed, hurt in every relationship. It is inevitable that it happens. There's no relationship that is truly perfect in any way except your relationship with your creator. Right? That should be your focus, and that should be perfect at all times. Between husband and wife, partner, life partner, there will always be some level of tension, stress, disagreements, problems with expectation. All right, and this is considered a very close relationship. Between brothers, it can get very ugly. Brothers, sisters can fight till they don't talk to each other. I've seen it even in my own family. I'm not talking Kuna, Sati and me. I'm talking my extended family. All right. Then, of course, you got the relationship of parent and child, which is very unique, but I think the foundation of everyone and who they become. And so you do maintain some level of relationships. Now you come into this business or you get a job and suddenly you're technically with a stranger. All right. But think about it. Everyone in your network, with the exception of 5 or 6 people, are not related to you. They are complete strangers. You come into a company, Kunan, on the first day of your job, everyone is a stranger. And you sort of build that relationship. You start building the foundations of that relationship. And along the way, all right, people get upset, they get angry, they don't talk to each other, upline, downlines fight, which, people like, I always tell Adli to resolve it, Arun, Sati, David to resolve this issue, because the conflict between upline and downline can ultimately hurt innocent networkers, and I don't like it. So I try to, as much as possible, resolve the conflicts and tell everyone, wake up, smell the coffee, let's hold hands and maybe sing Kumbaya or maybe say goodbye. Okay? And I was trying to figure out why this happens. Why do beautiful relationships begin? Why do people get divorced? They were madly in love. Why do upline downlines fight to a point they don't want to talk to each other? I'm handling so many cases like this nowadays. All right. Why do family members and parents and children have disputes to the point that things collapse? Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I know, what I have learned through observation, through my personal journey in life. Okay, is that firstly, nobody remains the same. Okay, you have to understand this statement in a much deeper way. The person you met 20 years ago, the person you signed up 5 years ago, your upline 20 years ago, all right, your wife or husband that you married 10 years ago, 20 years ago, your children who are now grown up to maybe 12, 15, 16, 21 years old, they are no longer the same person. Because nobody remains in constant stagnation that they are the same person. They have changed. Right? Everyone evolves. Everyone changes. The reason why we get frustrated, why we get upset, because we were not prepared for that change. We were not prepared for this new version of this person. You understand? And your reaction to a new version of the person is, what? What happened to this person? Oh my God, become arrogant, blah, 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 whatever. Okay? Very few people I've seen in my life have remained reasonably the same. And I think it takes great humility to remain the same in a positive sense of the word. All right? But the rest of the world will change. And they will continue to change. All right? And they will keep changing. And there's very little you can do about it. So for you right now, I want to give you some advice. Your downlines are going to change. They're not going to be the same person who signed up. They're going to grow. And when people grow, or people become rich, or people become successful, the greatest fear of humanity is that they all end up becoming assholes. All right? This is the nature of the beast. One thing I try my best to do is not to become one. Do you understand? I try my best to keep my feet grounded, to appreciate the things I have, but not to allow it to decide who I become. So I have many battles with my ego, all right, on who I am, who am I supposed to be, what am I supposed to be doing with my life. And these kind of discussions we have with ourselves, with the people we love. But it is inevitable that people will change. So the first thing you need to do is to be prepared for change. Not everyone around you is going to be the same. And I've learned this the hard way. I've learned this as a great lesson in my life. Okay, that nobody's going to stay the same. Do you understand? Everyone is going to evolve, change, become better, become worse, show you their true colors, which could be good or bad, depending. All right, they are not going to have as much time as they used to hang out because maybe they got family, other commitments. That your original gang, which all of us had a gang, a group of people, would be in college, high school, and today you meet them once a year for Deepavali, Christmas, Eid, Chinese New Year. All right, you're no longer in touch except for a chat group, which is a social platform that you and your classmates have. Now, how do you be prepared for this change? How do you know somebody is changing? How do you know that the people around you are not the same that when you know them? The first rule of thumb, which I practice, is that I constantly re-establish trespass. So what I told a buddy of mine 20 years ago, and he laughed and gave me a hug and said thank you. And if today I give the same advice to a buddy of mine, he could turn around and say, mind your own business. Who are you to tell me? Look at yourself, look at this, look at that. So don't be surprised, don't be hurt, don't be depressed. People just constantly, consistently evolve and change. Now, you don't want to be caught by surprise one day. All right? You don't want to be caught by surprise one day when that person is no longer recognizable. That's why it's important to constantly, all right, re-establish your trespass with that person. You need to know whether it's the same buddy you had 25 years ago or is this person changed. And the only way you will know it is by testing the trespass, and it gives you a response. You understand? It's like pushing something and see whether there's a bounce back. All right? It's like sometimes poking the tiger while it's sleeping or poking the lion. But you need to know where you stand in every relationship. You need to know whether that relationship is as strong as it used to be. And re-establishing trespass, pushing the boundaries, all right, is constantly required. Or not, you will never know who the other person is. All right, how would you know whether you married the right person or not? Right? Maybe you should make them angry before marriage and see how they react. If they react like a psycho or become violent, then maybe it's a good idea not to get married to them. All right? I'm not telling you to confront and push and create drama. I'm just telling you to understand, all right, that people don't remain the same. It's a fact of life. Accept it, don't accept it, doesn't matter. I'm just here to give you my 2 cents of thinking. All right? People will never remain the same. People change for various reasons. Now, if you want to keep that person in your life, then you got to adapt, adjust, accommodate. You got to adapt, adjust, accommodate to maintain that relationship. Because the more relationships you lose, the more bridges you burn. Forget about being lonely. You'll be unconnected. You cannot do your business. You cannot build your networking business or your personal career if you are burning all the bridges around you. So I always tell people, don't burn bridges for the sake of burning bridges. Recognize the fact that relationships are just high maintenance. And as much as they take you for granted, you should not take them for granted or take others for granted. So the first test is the trespass test. This is very important. So consistently, Dato and Japa will do it with me all the time. They will figure out whether they still have the same trespass or not. Because remember, I was their downline when I was 22 years old. Today I'm 50 and proud of it. 50 is the new 20, I guess. I'm 50 and proud of it. I have kids. I've grown up. All right. And, they also need to adapt, adjust. I need to adapt, adjust to them because now they are wiser, older, at a different path and focus of their lives. Their level of commitment and passion is crazy, and I got to adapt, adjust, accommodate to reach up to that level or maintain that level of passion and commitment. And the same thing you got to do with your uplines and downlines. You got to know where it stands. You got to know, are we okay? Do you understand? So, sometimes when we were young and you feel there's tension between you and somebody, you just got to go for a drive, not say much. At the end of the drive, or the bicycle ride, or the motorbike ride, you stop and you say, are we okay? You don't say, are you okay? Am I okay? Are we okay? And if the answer is a convincing yes, then you know your trespass is still there. If the answer is no, we need to talk about it, then you got to identify where did you screw up. Now, in most relationships, the screw up happens lack of trespass, no re-establishing of trespass, no common goal that both of you can share, whether it's a love for hobby or love for max out or love for traveling, doesn't matter. There must be a common bond that keeps you together. All right. Relationships are threatened when one becomes more successful than the other. There could be jealousy. There could be insecurity. All right. Can you imagine if you were the sibling of Shah Rukh Khan? Your brother is freaking Shah Rukh Khan. How do you feel? You understand? It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm so grateful because Sati and Kuna are equally as famous as I am. All right, as we partners. So I don't have to worry about that feeling. But sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy not to have insecurity. Even uplines towards their downlines have insecurity. Not only downlines towards their uplines or society against people who are successful. I have seen most insecurity about uplines to downlines, bosses to employees. But it's ridiculous, isn't it? You are the upline, you're the boss, you benefit the most. Why would you have any kind of insecurity with the people around you? But it does exist because the ego is a complicated thing. So I think you have to re-establish trespass. All right? Constantly check the pulse of the relationship and ask, are we okay? So call everyone today and say, are we okay? And they're going to say, what do you mean, are we? You mean, am I okay? No, are we okay? All right? Are we okay? That means is that partnership, that relationship, is everything under control? Are we okay? That's what you should ask everyone after this Insta Live. All right? I'll give you a perfect example. I met Sachin after some time and we were having coffee. And I didn't get to meet him in a couple of trips. I was in Dubai because I was sincerely chock-a-block. Suresh sets appointments from the time I get up until 4, 5 in the morning the next day. And I like to meet Sachin, Mohanad, Adli, the V partners more privately, not in my regular meetings. And 2 trips to Dubai, I didn't meet Sachin. All right. And I met him and we had an amazing conversation. I miss the guy so much. I love him. I'm so proud of what Sachin has achieved. And yesterday we basically sat down and Sachin asked, are we okay? And I had to tell him, yes, we are. You understand? So don't take your downlines for granted. Don't take your uplines for granted. Don't take your life partner for granted. Don't take the people you love for granted. Don't take anyone for granted. Because the worst feeling on the planet is being taken for granted. The most painful thing in life is when you are taken for granted and not appreciated. So if you don't like that happening to you, make sure you don't do it to other people. So consistently go around and ask this question. Are we okay? And wait for the answer. If the person is honest enough with you, they'll tell you, yes, but. You understand? It goes like, yes, but. You understand? It's like, yes, but. Then you know they wanted to say something all this time, and thank God you gave them, you opened the door and opportunity for them to speak, which I think is fundamentally important, especially in our business. So test all your relationships. Test the trespass, test the love, test the friendship, and ask that question, are we okay? You understand? Because if there's one thing, end of the day, I lost my auntie, Windy's mom, a few days ago, 3 days ago, and it's so sad. You understand? Because your memories of these people who we lose is beautiful memories. And now they're not around anymore. They're just a name or a picture. So you shouldn't go through life taking the relationships that matter too lightly. I think you should invest time, sincerity, love, care for every relationship. And ask very consistently, very frequently, are we okay? Do you understand or not? I like that question. Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? And if the answer is a resounding yes, then you pass the trespass test for that month. Next month, go back and check again, or check every 3 months. Are you guys with me? And if you feel tension, and the tension you can feel it, it's almost like in the air, in everything. The tension is so visible, so emotional that you could feel it. Then you got to stop, take a deep breath, and ask the question, are we okay? And wait for the answer. And then from there, take the necessary steps to make sure you're okay long term and not only short term. So that's what you do in relationships. You want to know how strong your rope is? Test it. You want to know whether you can climb Mount Everest with that rope? Climb a smaller hill with that rope first. Test it on your full body weight. Then you know whether you can trust the rope. All right? And the same thing applies to relationships. You got to test your relationships. You got to understand the strength of your relationship. Because network marketing is not about 250 only. It's not about the products. It's not about the e-store. It's about the strength of your relationships. And if you don't do a regular relationship update, a regular relationship, update, like, are we okay? Then you won't know whether your relationships are real or not. You could be surrounded by a huge amount of hypocrites and not even realize it. So always remember, the key to success in anything in life ultimately is the relationships. Doing it with people you love or you respect. All right, enjoying every single moment. If you go to a place with fear, if you go to a place with unhappiness, you will never go back there again. If I told you go and stay in this haunted house, and you went and stayed in this haunted house, and you were scared out of your wits and came out crying like a little baby, hugging me and saying you never want to go into the haunted house. So don't stay in relationships that are toxic. Don't stay in relationships that are bad for you. All right, like this guy said when he received an award, he said life is like a rocket ship. All right, and there are a lot of things attached to help push you up. A lot of fuel, a lot of body parts or machinery in the jet. All right, you understand? And it is important. It's important that you don't take this for granted. It is important that you don't lose hold on your downlines, uplines, family, brother, sister, everyone. Don't lose your finger on the pulse of the relationship. Are you guys with me? Because this journey of life ultimately, all right, consists of only the people we have. Only the people you have. If nothing else, you have people. Money will come. Money will go. Nice things will be there. Nice things will mean nothing after a while. But people stay. So value those relationships. Don't stay in a toxic environment. Don't stay in a toxic relationship. All right? Consistently check the pulse of your relationship. Consistently re-establish trespass. Demonstrate your love. Demonstrate your care. Don't keep it a secret. All right, a lot of people say, I love you, but I just don't know. I don't want to show it. Why? You freaking love somebody, show it. Show your love. Demonstrate your love so loud that the person cannot say they didn't feel it or hear it. Are you guys with me? All right, so do that. So this Insta Live is to remind all of you not to take anyone for granted. You can be called many things, but don't allow the world to call you ungrateful. That is a greater insult than anything else. I can handle arrogance, I can handle, full cup, I can handle anyone's ego. But arrogance, ungratefulness is a major problem. If ever somebody called you ungrateful, I think you have failed in your journey of life. You understand? And finally, before I let you go, today, pick up the phone, call everyone. How are we? You understand? Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? You understand? Pick up the phone, call them and ask this question. And I want to remind you from the movie Bucket List. Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson. They were rich guy, poor guy, both have cancer, and they had a bucket list of things to do before they die. And they went and did all these things together. Beautiful movie called The Bucket List. All right, and they went to Egypt to see the pyramids because that's one of their bucket lists. So they were both sitting in Egypt and looking at the pyramids. And Morgan Freeman said, "Hey, do you know Egyptians, when they go to heaven, they are asked two questions. And only if your answer is yes to both are you allowed into heaven, or not, you're not allowed." And the question is, and I want you to listen very carefully because this is so profound, so deep, so meaningful, especially to me. The first question they would ask you in Egypt, when you go to Egyptian heaven, when you are dead, is, first question, did you find joy in your life? Did you find joy in your own life? So I want to ask this question to all of you. Do you have joy in your own life? Do you love waking up in the morning, being with the people you are with today, doing what you are doing today? All right. Okay, can somebody reach out to Judge Mission? Judge Mission. All right, Lorraine, it's SJADMHSYN 918. Of course, you can come back and get started. I'm here. You contact me directly, no problem. Find out from Lorraine. So the first question is, the Egyptians will ask, did you find joy in your life? And don't answer so quickly. Today, before you sleep, close your eyes for a few minutes. Not in bed, try to sit in your garden or somewhere where there's good energy. And answer this question. Did you find joy in your life? That's the first question. And the second question they would ask people before allowing them into heaven is, did you give joy to others? This is so simple but so profound, don't you think? Did you find joy in your life? Yes or no? Think about it and answer honestly to yourself. Second, did you give joy to others? Did you put a smile on many people's face? Did you give them a moment to laugh with you in the most beautiful thing called laughter? You understand? Did you find joy in your life? And did you give joy to others? 2 questions. Answer these questions. Then you will know how you lived your life. Test the trespass. Go everywhere and ask, are we okay? You need to know. And sort things out if there are issues. Don't ignore them. Sort it out. And never take people for granted. Never be called ungrateful in your life. That's the biggest insult in my opinion. Okay, my V family? It's week 35. All right, loads of stuff to do. We got 7 more weeks. Week 37. We got 7 more weeks before the year ends. Rule 3 is happening. Lebanon, Beirut. with V partner Atli. David Sharma is doing some events, Rule 3 events in Russia. We concluded a successful VBP by the one and only Sati Senati Raja, my brother, my warrior. Amazing business presentation by Sati as usual. We finish Rule 3 Club this month, correct? So the next Rule 3 Club will be the first Saturday of December. The first Saturday of December. And you got the whole month of November. It's only the 9th of November today. You got the whole month of November to complete your Rule 3. Don't take that for granted also. So this year, Chief saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. So much. All right? And I hope we are okay. I hope that you and me, I hope and pray we are okay. Love you guys.